As a kid growing up, I used to watch a lot of travel shows, and of course those classic like Net Geo, National Geography, Discovery, and like those channels. And then when I grew up a little, there were a lot of like travel shows, even travel shows hosted by Indian hosts and not and places they were showing around India, and of course foreign countries. And I was super fascinated by it, and I generally wanted to be a travel show host. And now we are in this age where everybody has the technology in their hands, and anybody can actually create, and without the barrier of production or any logistics, right? I mean, if you just have a phone, if you just have a phone and I'm sorry, if you just have a phone and good internet connection and little bit of interest to create, then I think the world is genuinely your oyster. I think this is so empowering that any common man can actually do it by themselves if they just have maybe the internet connection and maybe a phone with a camera and whatnot. And I guess that's really powerful and also beautiful, but also at the same time I feel because of that now it's sort of like now because everybody can create, there's abundance of creation, which I think is beautiful. But at the same time, we are at this point where there is nothing original in the creative sphere, to be honest. YouTube is saturated, and so are other means of creative outlet. I mean, YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that, these are just platforms, I mean internet platforms, and not the ultimate platforms. I don't know what those would be, but these are just means of reaching wider audience. And I'm definitely not doing anything, to be honest. I'm definitely not doing anything groundbreaking here on YouTube either. I decided some time ago that I will pursue YouTube not to feed the algorithm, but to keep a promise to myself, because the algorithm will never be satiated. Numbers and subscriber counts can only go up. So very intentionally, actually, I decided to maybe feed the algorithm, but purely for my own joy. People are constantly hopping on and off of trends on social media. A song gets viral and then everybody starts on that bandwagon. Nothing wrong with that, of course, but personally for me, at this point, that does not make sense. There are trendy ways of writing the title, posting the thumbnail, and whatnot. In respect to YouTube, not only is the content saturated, but also monotonous and repetitive. But I feel there is a beauty in the unoriginal. Even if thousands of people are publishing a day in a life videos, those winter thrift haul videos, or how to be productive even while sleeping, sort of those productivity videos, everyone has a unique edge. We often stop ourselves from doing something like social media content creation now, feeling that everything under the sun has already been done and shown, and what is there left to do? Even if it is true, everyone still has a unique perspective. That's what keeps me going. I don't profess originality in any creative field, to be honest, because I don't believe there is any originality left. But still, creative people write. They still write poetry. People still paint sceneries and portraits. People still do pottery and bakery and crafting and whatnot. Creativity is not about being original. I feel it is about creating, and especially creating with honesty and truth. If we wait to write the most original novel of all times, then no one will ever get a word written. What original things do you want to write about or express? love, grief, loss, happiness. It has all been explored. You won't be the first one, but you might be the first one to show your perspective, which will be unique. Maybe not necessarily brilliant, but still different. I personally don't consider myself to be the most original person here. I am not original. I don't think I care to be original at this point in my creative journey in any pursuit, because I'm here to create and express. That's what my motive is, I guess. So if you're waiting for some permission to be creative, then maybe this is it. I've been wondering since I was 14 years old that one day I'll write a book. I've always wanted to be a writer, but since 14 I've been waiting for a unique idea to strike me one day. Something out of the world which even fantasy writers haven't thought of yet. But this year I have realized that there is no original idea and that I should be waiting for. And thankfully the urgency of those words to come out on paper is more than ever right now. So I have decided to give in to my unoriginality, because at times it feels like if I don't write those words, I would die. Not literally, of course, but metaphorically. This urge to write would die if I don't write it soon. Anyway, all I'm saying is that people are following the same trends on Instagram. You'll find the same kind of thumbnails all around YouTube for a certain genre of videos, and unoriginality is always present in every other creative outlet. The way to attract views or consumers keep changing though. But the constant persistence of human beings to strive and create, those things don't change. I guess we shouldn't be discouraged by numbers or even be intimidated by numbers. If the focus is creation and not on numbers, then I guess unoriginality does not really matter. Of course, it is not to say that I don't want my videos to reach or be accepted by a larger audience. Of course, that would be dumb. Duh. But I guess my biggest hurdle was to get out of the mindset that my videos or anything that I do creatively need to be the ultimate epitome of originality. No, they don't. And this realization has given me a lot more freedom to create without shying away. It's okay to be unoriginal. It is okay to be inspired by other people's work, no matter in whichever field. Of course, it is criminal to plagiarize. I'm not here to propagate plagiarism, but you can be inspired by fellow creatives. Me to see people give up on their creative pursuits because they feel that their ideas are not original enough or that their work isn't good enough. Well, actually that's a whole another conversation for a whole another video. But for today, I'm happy to realize that I don't need to be original to create, because I feel that creativity is about creating, and I do not feel the need right now to push myself to be original. Originality is not the end goal, but rather creativity is. Of course, everybody, when they're doing their own stuff, will have a unique perspective, and I think that's enough for now. For now, creativity just needs for you to create.